A multimodal freight study was commissioned as part of the evidence base underpinning the transport strategy. The logistics sector is vital to our region's economic potential, and with commitments to increase our housing stock by 25% by the early 2030s and GVA by 70% by 2050, the needs of the freight industry must be front and centre in delivering the ambition set out within the transport strategy. So the Commission sought to understand how best we could unlock economic potential and support the sector, whilst ensuring we delivered on the imperative to decarbonise the transport system. It was a multimodal study, taking a planning horizon of 2050. In terms of the geographical context, the region sees around 44,000 HGV journeys a day, driven in large by our proximity within the Golden Triangle of logistics. Northampton, Daventry and Milton Keynes has become a major location for distribution space, and it's worth noting that just over a third of HGV trips start and finish within the heartland. But our region also acts as a gateway between deep-sea ports and onward movements to the rest of the country, spanning nationally significant main lines and motorways. Working closely with the NIC, the study's engagement with over 30 of the region's largest hauliers and infrastructure operators told us that there's a general policy vacuum when it comes to freight and logistics. Freight blindness still exists in the planning process, which acts as a constraint on the growth of this region. The rise in e-commerce, coupled with transformational growth, will only generate a greater demand for freight-related traffic. The work led to the identification of key infrastructure priorities and corridors of importance within the transport strategy, ensuring freight and logistics is afforded the attention it deserves. This resulted in a policy framework that seeks to maximise the provision of rail freight, be that containers along the West Coast Main Line, aggregates on the Midland Main Line, or removing bottlenecks along the important Felixstowe to Nuneaton route. The historical challenge is that the rail industry views investment in rail freight capacity as being driven by market forces, but our ambition is to redirect and grow rail freight movements through our policy choices, ratified by our Transport Forum, and acknowledging too that strategic rail freight terminals are central to the current strength and future growth of intermodal rail freight.